physically. Because that time, the issue is not, I should say, admittedly, all of us, it's the issue on continuity, not of the quality. I cannot,
Ito yung mga natanggap nung start ng pandemic.
yes po, kasi even the LGUs, even the congressman are calling us to accommodate this. Otherwise, they will stop schooling, itong mga to. So we accommodate in our system. And now, here comes this deficiency. Now, ang amin na lang pong appeal, sana we agree with you that we really need to increase the quality, whether it is infrastructure, whether it is human resources. And we foresee and we already projected or programmed this. If this deficiency will be paid, this can help us. This is our investment for the future. Kasi 2022 pa po ito, 2025 natin siya matatanggap, let's say, 2024, baka po yung ating quality that we really envision for our students can be achieved through the payment of this. So, this is foregone already. If this will not be paid by the government, this is income foregone. Or should I say investment foregone? This is our investment for the improvement of this quality. Naniniwala po tayo really that there is decrease in quality kasi nung panahon natin, paisa-isa lang ang cum laude. But in recent years, paisa-isa ang hindi cum laude. That can be observed, maybe even in UP or in almost all our issues. We have more cum laudes in recent years, which we are now starting to calibrate. We advise our teachers, but this deficiency when paid to us is additional investment for the increase of quality. Thank you, Madam Chair.
For the record, because of your because of our hearing last budget, we have included that amount, but it was put in the unprogrammed. So may chance pang ma-release yan. And how much is in unprogrammed? 6.7 billion. So, in fact, I actually have a text message that I haven't sent yet to Secretary Mina to ask for an update kung makukuha. So, that's what I wanted to hear. Kasi I don't think naman nagdagdag kayo ng teacher to accommodate that. So, yan, tingin ko dyan, investment na lang talaga ninyo for the future yon. So, anyway, okay, let's move on.
Thank you, Madam Chair.
Thank you.
Senator Gatchalian.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I'll move on to another topic, and this is to thank Ched for this adjustment. And this is in relation to the criteria for the TES. During the last budget hearing in 2023, Madam Chairperson, we flagged Ched that the allocation for 4Ps and also listahanan, which is the poorest of the poor, is going down since 2018. And the allocation going to places with no suks and looks gradually went up. And because of that comment and also recommendation to change the criteria, we saw a staggering increase in 4Ps enrollees from 1% to 35%. That's an equivalent of 159,000 students from 4Ps. Alam natin 4Ps are the poorest of the poor. So if you add the 4Ps enrollees plus the listahanan enrollees, we now have about 210,000 poorest of the poor students enrolled now in the TES. And we thank Ched for that adjustment and also the intervention of this committee during the budget deliberations. And this is what our good chairperson is saying, that we want to make sure that the subsidies are being to the most needy, to sa mga pinakamahirap nating constituents, yung muna ang nabibigyan ng priority. And I just want to put that on record, and that's an intervention that this committee brought to light during the budget deliberation. So any comment, Chair Popoy, on that? And I thank the Commission and also the UNIFAS Board for responding to our request.
Mr. Chair, I'd also like to put it on record that we thank the Senate for raising that issue, because the reason why the UNIFAS board could not be as interventionist as needed previously, because the language of the law was quite gray on certain areas. But the board has been discussing that for some time. But when the Senate and the House officially declared that there should be a change, it made it easier to convince the board of the UNIFAS to also do it. So I'd also like to thank the Senate for bringing that issue out publicly, because it gave us an easier way to convince the members of the UNIFAS board to change the policy.
Assume, Chairman, yung 159,000 59,000 from 4Ps would probably be mostly first generation college students also. No, so I think we're seeing a good phenomenon in that respect, because that's what we want to encourage, not only for the 4Ps families to stop at high school, but go beyond high school and enroll in college. No, and we now have 159,000 4Ps enrollees in college. My next, Madam Chair, will be on quality, and this is what our chairperson has been harping on earlier. And we saw a phenomenon, Chair Popoy, that we saw a lot of LUCs coming into the system, which is good, because I believe that LUCs play a very specific role in our higher education system. They're established by local government units, so most likely and probably majority of them respond to the needs of their locality and the needs of their local industries. And to date, we have about 140 LUCs established. But we also took note that 74% of those 140 LUCs, or 102, have institutional recognition. No? And only 49% have COPC, which is which is a measure of quality. We're happy that there are more LUCs coming in, but it seems to me that some of the LUCs are not putting a lot of effort in quality. So may I ask the Commission, what are the interventions that you are proposing in order to assure our LUCs, that our local government units, that they are establishing quality LUCs? And at the same time, kanina na-mention nyo, Chair Popoy, that those programs without COPCs will not be eligible to take the licensure. But we also took note that some of the LUCs have courses that do not have COPCs. So paano yung mga graduates na yun? No? Are they going to be, after taking 4 years in their LUCs, they will not be allowed to take the licensure? So two questions on those respects.
Thank you, Madam Chair. On the first question, what are we doing? We continuously try to help the LUCs. In fact, we had several LUCs delisted in 2022 because they could not comply. Because the initial rule was either you had an IR or you had a COPC, you will be part of free higher ed. But you're given 2 years to acquire both. And many of them failed to acquire both. So we delisted more than 10, I think 19. We delisted